And we're back live at Seven Ranges Entertainment, joined now by Mr. Pirate, Rich Donnelly. And just a very sad weekend with the Ohio Valley Zone from Rush Run, Bill Mazeroski passing, and just a Pirate legend. You talk about the game-winning home run in the '60 World Series, and just an all-around great guy. What was your first memory of the Ohio Valley Zone, Bill Mazeroski?
Well, actually, Don, it was when I was 8 years old. My dad took me to a Warren Consolidated high school basketball game. He says, "Come on, we're going down and see this guard they got. His name is Catfish Mazeroski." That was his name. And he was an unbelievable player, quick. And then all of a sudden he developed into, a baseball player. And then, of course, he was a great all-star. The best defensive second baseman in the history of baseball, and the first defensive player that was voted into the Hall of Fame.
You've told me this story before, but you can share it with the viewers. Your memory of that game-winning home run by Maz in the '60 World Series.
Yeah, we get out. I was going to school at Catholic Central, and they let us out of school about, 2 o'clock to run home. And I still remember the time, the exact time. It's crazy. It was 3:37 in the afternoon. I'm in the living room watching the game. I'm about 2 inches from the TV, and Maz is coming up. It's been a great game, back and forth. It's 9-9. My mom's in the kitchen cooking spaghetti, and we're just, we hope Maz can get a walk just to get on base. And all of a sudden, I think it was ball one or strike one, the next pitch, it was magic. The ball goes over the 406 mark. Yogi Berra was the left fielder. Mom had a pot of spaghetti. She threw it up to the ceiling, and she was dancing around, and it was like the best thing that ever happened. And that memory there will be with me and a lot of fans forever.
Well, I got to meet Maz at spring training. It must have been 2012, 2013, around then, and maybe 2011. But it was he was so gracious. I said, "Mr. Mazeroski, can I do an interview? I'm from the Ohio Valley." He goes, "Oh, Channel 9. And he all the time you need. And he talked about the Ohio Valley, talked about the area. That was fabulous. And I watched him, gave autographs to everybody that wanted autographs. But what impressed me the most is the way those Major League Baseball players respected him, because he was there working with them, doing fielding drills and so forth, and just the respect that they gave him.
He was a first-class guy, so humble. I know he spoke at a banquet here, the Dapper Dan banquet, and they honored him, and you got to know Maz. He don't like to speak a lot, very humble. And they gave him the Speaker Award, and he walked up to the microphone, and he went, "Thank you," sat down. That was Maz.
Now, one of those guys was Neil Walker. Tell me about the relationship between Maz and Bill Walker.
Yeah.
Or Neil Walker.
Well, Neil, he started out as a catcher, then he went to left field, then third base. Okay, we'll put him at second base. Well, who are we going to have teach him? The best second baseman of all time. So Maz would go out there with Neil at second base, and he'd do the double play, and Neil goes, "My God, this guy's 60, 70 years old, and he's quicker than I am." And Maz would go, "Yeah, you just do this. And Neil goes, "I can't do that." But he was very gracious to Neil and helped him at a new position to where he became an all-star.
Yeah, and you could, like I say, a lot of times he wasn't going through the motions. You could see that Neil really was interested in what Maz was sharing.
Yeah, if you watch Maz on film, they call it no touch, which meant the ball hardly touched his glove. And I used to go to the Pirate games at Forbes Field, and I'd go before the game to watch infield practice, to watch how fast he was at turning that double play.
And the fans, every fan that was there signed photos, baseballs, you name it. And fans really loved him.
Yeah, I think the reason why he resonated with all us kids in the Ohio Valley, he was one of us. He wasn't a #1 draft pick. He wasn't 6'4" and run the first base in 4-1. He played on the same fields in Tiltonsville, Dillonville, Yorkville, Steubenville that we played on. He was one of us, and that's why I think that we can relate to him.
We ran a number of stories over the week about Bill Mazeroski, about Maz, and we had a lot of great feedback from you, the viewers. And in our Lightning Lizard Voice of the Fan, Tanner Mounts joins us now with just some of those thoughts from the Pirates fans, the Maz fans.
Thank you, Don. Yeah, we've run multiple stories over the last couple of days about Maz and his impact on the Ohio Valley, and the comments have been pouring in on what he meant not just to baseball fans, but to the people of this community as well. And with that leads to our Lightning Lizard, voice of the fan, remembering Bill Mazeroski. And here, Harry Field says he was the best second baseman of all time and a Hall of Fame caliber person. Dan and Joe Flanagan met him several times at Bill's in Yorkville. Elroy Face was with him. Great guys. Ken Patterson says he was a true baseball legend and a proud son of the Ohio Valley. His name and memory will live on forever. And Ed Cron adds, as a Pirate fan, I listened in middle school class with a transistor radio hidden in my shirt pocket, wired to earpiece to Maz Magic in Game 7. Some touching words there for our Lightning Lizard, voice of the fan. And at Lightning Lizard Auto Sales in Wintersville, Ohio, you will love the car buying experience.